All right, I gotta make this quick because I got to go to work soon. Hey everybody, so today I wanted to do an unpopular opinions type of video, basically because I've had lots of random thoughts and ideas, and they're always really entertaining when you combine them into one singular video. So anyways, without further ado, let's get started. So my first unpopular opinion is that I don't know if this is unpopular or not, but I really would have liked it if Justin Bieber had guest starred on Wizards of Waverly Place. I mean, I know they had Shakira, that was like the biggest star they ever had on that show, and she was good, and it went well with the theme of the show because the show always has this love for Latino culture, and who's a bigger figure in Latino pop culture than Shakira, you know? So that worked out really well. But Justin Bieber, since around the time that Wizards was airing, he dated Selena Gomez, who we all know is Miss Waverly Place, the star of Wizards of Waverly Place. So I would have liked it if Justin Bieber had guest starred on an episode of Wizards. I remember they even interviewed him around the time and asked him if he would like to guest star on the show. He ended up guest starring on True Jackson VP though. But anyways, I came up with the whole idea of what it would be like if Justin Bieber had guest starred on Wizards of Waverly Place. The basic plot line is that Harper, in my head, is a diehard Justin Bieber fan, and she somehow got 2 tickets to go see him in concert. And you know, Alex is her best friend, and she drags Alex along, and she's like, "Hey girl, we gotta go see Justin Bieber perform, Madison Square Garden. Come on." And then Alex is like, "Nuh-uh," because you know, Alex is a type of like anti-girl. Like she would never be into like a Justin Bieber, especially during like his Baby era, My World era. Alex Russo would never be into that. Like, she's not into like the Katy Perry, Ariana Grande, like she's not into that whole teeny bopper pop star thing. She'd be more into like a Billie Eilish type of person. Like, that's the kind of music I imagine she'd listen to. But back then Billie Eilish wasn't even around. So anyways, Harper drags Alex along to the concert regardless, because she's like, "I'm your best friend, I've done so many things for you and you do nothing for me, so let's go." So Harper drags Alex along to a Justin Bieber concert. Alex is bored, so she uses magic at the concert to make something bad happen to Justin Bieber. Like, he falls off the stage and breaks his leg because Alex made the stage all slippery or whatever. And then she's laughing, and then Harper's upset. She catches on to what Alex did. Alex is all like, "Oh my goodness, like I did something wrong." That's the A plot. And then the B plot is like Alex's little brother Max, since the actor that plays him, Jake T. Austin, was also born in the same year that Justin Bieber was born. My idea was to have Max pretend to be Justin Bieber, and then we're just gonna somehow make that plot work. So that's my whole idea for what a Wizards of Waverly Place episode with Justin Bieber in it would be like. I think it'd be fun. And also throw in something there about Justin Russo and then Justin Bieber, just because they have the same first name, my first name. Anyways, that's that. Also with Wizards, I also know that like Jennifer Stone, who played Harper on Wizards of Waverly Place, is also doing the Wizards of Waverly Place podcast with David DeLuise, and they're doing really well, and I like it. You should go watch it. Okay, my next thing is Shake It Up. So the music and the TV show, I'll separate them. So the TV show, I don't want to blame the actors because it's not their fault, but they kept trying to act like Cece was a better dancer than Rocky, or even on par with her, but that was not the case. Like, Rocky, first of all, she's the best female dancer on the show. The best dancer overall is Ty, Rocky's older brother. They kept acting like Rocky and Cece were like on par with each other in terms of dancing, or that Cece was better, when in reality, Cece was the worst dancer on the entire show, and Rocky was the best female dancer, but she was also like best top 2 dancers of that show, period. The black people really made that show. I'm just saying. And then the Shake It Up music. So I listened to the soundtracks for all 3 seasons of Shake It Up. The first 2 are really good. The last one, there's only like 1 or 2 songs I like from there. It just missed the mark completely. And I don't understand how. When the first 2 are so good, especially the first one. On the first soundtrack, the men made that soundtrack. I know, I don't like to give it up to men a lot, but they made that soundtrack. You should go listen to the songs Not Too Young and We Right Here. Those 2 songs alone, like, the men made the soundtrack. Twist my hips, okay. Oh, and also Shake It Up. The best season is season 2. Season 1 and 3, they were very like season 1 had this, like, it had this vibe about it where it was just like, you could tell this show was trying to find its footing and it really hadn't found it yet. And that whole theme was like throughout the entire season. And then season 3 had this overarching theme of like, we on our way out. We about to end the show. Even like the theme song was cut short, and one of the main characters, what was his name? Gunther left. So you could tell that show was on its way out. All right, number 3. Make It Pop. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna get all happy now. So Make It Pop, if you don't know, is a Nickelodeon original series. It was very short-lived. It only had 2 seasons, and it was on from 2015 to 2016. And I included this video, this show in my video about Nickelodeon daily shows, like their telenovelas. That was Nickelodeon's attempt at, I don't even know what they were attempting, but it went well sometimes and it went not so well other times. This time it went pretty well, in my opinion. Make It Pop was about these 3 Asian girls who go to a boarding school called McKendrick Prep. The 3 girls, Sun Hee Song, Corky Chang, and Jody Mappa, they form a singing group at their school, and they sing and dance and put on performances. That's all you need to know. So, out of all the kids shows that I've watched growing up, Make It Pop has the most singing in it. Like, I know Phineas and Ferb, Victorious, Hannah Montana, Big Time Rush, all these shows have a lot of singing in it. But usually it's like once every other episode or once every 3 episodes. But Make It Pop, it's like they sing and dance like 2 or 3 times per episode. Like, it's a lot. And then I remember, like, I was rewatching this show recently, and then I'd just be at work and I'd have a song from the show stuck in my head, and I'd just be like, they just drill the songs into your head because they play it all the time. So anyways, what I liked about the show was its diversity. I loved the Asian culture, and I'm always drawn to shows and movies and even musicians who are from other cultures or like have ethnic backgrounds. Like, it's just more appealing to me, being a person who has immigrant parents, and even though I was born here, I grew up with another culture at home. So it's just more appealing to me to watch a show with ethnic people or non-white leads. So that's why I really like Make It Pop. I do think for the most part they did a good job of having the actors and the characters be from the same place. Like, Sun Hee was Korean and the actress that played her was Korean. Jodie was Filipino and the actress that played her was Filipino. The only misstep that they had was with Corky. The character is Chinese, clearly Chinese, but the actress that plays her is from Singapore. That's the only thing that I was like, you couldn't have made it work, like, with the actresses. You know what, it's fine. It was a good show that gave us great music. Almost all of my favorite songs from Make It Pop are from season 1. I don't know what it was about the music in season 2, it just did not hit like that. But almost every song from season 1, golden. Now I Am Here, the theme song, Make It Pop, Love and Boys, Light It Up, Party Tonight. Like, even Skills, I think that song sounds a bit dated now. I didn't like it as much as I did back then, but yeah, that's Make It Pop. Now I'm gonna move on to, okay, so here's another thing I wanted to do with my channel. Even though I love talking about like Disney and Nickelodeon and all that stuff, I do want to like branch out and talk about things that are not necessarily associated with older Disney and Nickelodeon, but are still associated with pop culture back then, because my channel is very like 2010s, 2000s, you know. So anyways, I wanted to talk about brand Rihanna. So my favorite musician, singer of all time is Rihanna. She just did the Super Bowl this year. Awesome job. And one of the reasons why Rihanna is one of my favorite musicians of all time is because, well, first of all, remember the thing I said about how I really relate to people or projects or movies or shows or things that are from like ethnic people? I love the fact that Rihanna is from Barbados. I love that she's from an island, that she's not from America, and she grew up with an ethnic background. Like, I just love that so much, and it helps me relate to her even more, because you don't get a lot of ethnic people who are from other countries who make it so huge in America and pop culture just around the world. But another thing that I love about Rihanna so much is brand Rihanna. So Rihanna, during her prime, which I would have said was from 2007 to 2013, I mean, she was still really, really good, like later on, and still like obviously making hits. It just wasn't as often as it was during that 6-year period, because usually pop stars have like a good 6-year period where they're just like constantly on, and then after that, like, they've made it big and they can just do whatever they want. So everything from the moment that Umbrella dropped to the moment that she wrapped up the Diamonds World Tour, so that whole period was just awesome, awesome, awesome. And she was releasing a new project every single year. Like 2007, she released the album Good Girl Gone Bad. 2008, she re-released that album. And even though it's a re-release and not a whole separate body of work, I don't like that expression, but it's still a body of work. She had 2 number ones from Good Girl Gone Bad Reloaded, Disturbia and Take a Bow. So I'm gonna include that as a separate project. 2009, she released her, Rated R, her 4th album and my favorite Rihanna album ever. 2010, she released Loud. 2011, she released Talk That Talk. In 2012, she released Unapologetic, which has my favorite Rihanna song of all time, Diamonds. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I love Rihanna so much, because I'm just obsessed with brand Rihanna and how every single year she's just been able to switch up her image and her sound just like that, and it was marvelous. While we're on the topic of music, let's talk about Coco Jones. Now, Coco does relate a little bit more to the whole Disney Nickelodeon thing that I got going on with my channel, because she got her big break. Well, not big break, but she did get a big break with the 2012 Disney Channel original movie Let It Shine. So I made a video about Let It Shine on this channel before. I'll link it. But anyways, what you need to know about that movie is that it was Black excellence. I love that movie. I still rewatch it pretty much on a yearly basis. The songs, everything. Coco is so beautiful and so talented, and I'm so glad that in the recent months she's been getting, like, her career has just been on the up and up, and it's just amazing to see because she's so talented and so beautiful, and she's been working at this for so long, and it's so fulfilling to see her rising and just getting the recognition she so truly deserves. So good on you, Coco. I love it. Okay, my last unpopular opinion for today is about That's So Raven. Now, we all know That's So Raven is a record-breaking, revolutionary juggernaut of a show. It's just a beast of a show. The entire cast, all of them, all the actors, top notch, funny. Like, there was not a single weak link on that cast. Even all the supporting characters, the recurring characters, even the characters that come in like one time in one episode. The show has 100 episodes, but even a lot of the characters who only show up once in one episode, even they are iconic. Like, this show is just so good. But like Hannah Montana says, nobody's perfect, and also nothing is perfect. So with That's So Raven, there are some flaws. So the two flaws, there's only two. Number one, That's So Raven is really dated. Like, of course, all of these shows are dated because a lot of Disney and Nickelodeon shows are written by adults who are trying to appeal to children, like, and they throw in like slang that children of the time are using. And because they're trying to appeal to children of the time, like, you know, slang words and everything that get outdated like really quickly. So things that were cool to say in 2005, nobody's saying that in 2023. Like, are you saying his house? When was the last time you heard somebody say his house? So yeah, that's another thing. It's also a problem that has leaked onto Raven's home. Like, Raven's home, even they try to use like slang like fire and lit, and watch in 5 years, not even 5 years, in 2 years, all that stuff is going to be completely dated. Also, back to That's So Raven, justice for season 2. So That's So Raven has 4 seasons, and like I said, it's like the record-breaking, revolutionary show that we all know and love. But what a lot of people don't know today, especially now that we live in the era of streaming, in the streaming era, is that most of the revolutionary and record-breaking success that That's So Raven has become known as, all of that, or most of it, happened during season 3. And because of that, a lot of people view season 3 as the best season. Like, it's the most popular season. I looked back on Wikipedia and I saw like the ratings, and most of the high record-breaking ratings that are from the show all of them are from season 3, or almost all of them. And justice for season 2, because in terms of quality, I believe that season 2 was the best season, but it just got overshadowed by season 1 and season 3. It got overshadowed by season 1 because of its airing schedule. Okay, season 1 of That's So Raven aired from January 2003 to March 2004. Season 2 of That's So Raven aired from October 2003 to September 2004. But then after that, like, everything went pretty normally, like there was no overlapping. But because season 2 started while season 1 was still airing, like, I think that kind of, like, season 1 overshadowed season 2 in that way. And then also, I looked back and I read that, like, while this show was still on TV and people still watched cable, whenever episodes of season 2 would air, it would use the season 3 theme song. And then people thought, like, when they're watching at home, they thought that they were watching season 3, but it was really season 2. So that's another way that season 2 got overshadowed. And also, season 2 is the best season because it's before, because in season 3, even though it's the most popular season of That's So Raven, the reason I don't say it's the best is because season 3 is when That's So Raven became a cartoon. It became a cartoon show. Like, Raven was constantly flying everywhere, like falling down, like doing these ridiculous stunts that really only happen in cartoon shows. And I'm sure they were funny for children, but for me, most humor, like, I know humor is subjective, but I find stuff most funny in like witty dialogue, and season 2 had a lot of that. It also had a lot of heart, and it was just so much more mature than season 3. Like, I feel like season 1 was kind of cartoony and kind of mature. Season 2 was just very mature and very grown. We had that episode where Raven had to say goodbye to her boyfriend because the boyfriend's dad was going to marry a new woman and the family was going to move to Seattle. Season 2 was just very mature. And then season 3 is when the show became a cartoon show. It also broke records in the process, but it became a cartoon show. And it's just so unfair because season 2 is so good, but it gets overshadowed by season 1 and season 3. Like season 1 was still being aired while season 2 was airing new episodes as well. So that's how it got overshadowed by season 1. And then season 3, like, they replaced the season 2 theme song with the season 3 theme song. And then it got to the point where people were like, the missing That's So Raven theme song, the season 2 theme song. So now when I watch the season 2 theme song, I'm like, whoa, where was this all my life? Because season 3 completely ate and destroyed season 2 and overshadowed it. But yeah, if you're gonna watch That's So Raven, please go watch season 2 because it's really good. And I just wish like it had more time to air. Like season 2 had more time to breathe, like without season 1 and 3 invading it. Like even Hannah Montana, like season 2 aired over the span of a year and a half. Well, that's just Hannah Montana because like all the seasons of Hannah Montana air like over a ridiculously long period of time. They all have a huge amount of time to breathe. Season 2 was a year and a half. Season 3 was a year and like 4 months. Season 1 was exactly a year. And then Hannah Montana Forever was 6 months. But anyways, I just wish season 2 of That's So Raven had more time to breathe and was recognized for the greatness that it is, because it's truly great. Okay, so anyways, those are my unpopular opinions that I've been holding back for a while now. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and please tell me below what are your unpopular opinions. And also tell me if you like this video format of me just talking like this, because sometimes the editing process can just be too much for me, and I do like this simpler style of where I can just talk and express my thoughts without having to worry about going back and editing and writing a script and all that stuff, and just get my message out there in a faster and simpler way. So yeah, you get to see my face, and I hope everything's okay with you. I know it's been a while, and I know some people are probably like wondering like, are you ever gonna post again? Are you done for good? And this is what I'm just gonna say. Until the day that I say like, I quit, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm still gonna make videos, okay? It just might not be that often. It all depends, but I'll still be around, and I'm glad to be back. All right, goodbye, stay safe. It's hot out there.